Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here, and today we have something very special and highly anticipated by me that just dropped out of nowhere today, and I cannot wait to give it a look, or a listen, because it's audio. It's the soundtrack to RWBY Volume 5, and yeah, this kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, everyone sort of expected it would come out pretty soon after Volume 5 released on DVD, which it did on the 5th, along with BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, the game with the RWBY characters in that I'm now going to be streaming. Have my first stream on Wednesday, and I'm going to have several streams in the coming months playing that game, and that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, we kind of felt that the soundtrack would be coming out not long after that stuff released, but there was never a date for it. No one was ever talking about it. It was all really hush-hush and just no one saying anything, which I think was maybe because of last year and so much drama, but I don't know. I also note that there are only 7 new songs on this soundtrack, which is less than usual. Usually there's about 8, but I mean, last year with the Volume 4 soundtrack, one of them was the Grim Eclipse song, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty similar to that. And also with this one, 2 of the songs were featured in a relatively complete state in the character shorts, which is kind of I mean, I do know those songs already pretty much. Though that said, I don't really I haven't ever really listened to them without the visuals. I haven't really ever just focused on the songs without the actual shorts distracting me. So they'll still be fairly new to me, and also, yeah, I haven't actually looked at the lyrics. I don't know what the lyrics exactly are. I mean, some lines do pop out to me, but I haven't looked at the lyrics written and just dissected them or anything. So they'll still be fairly fresh. And these might be newer versions, more, different versions. Because I think I looked at the length for the songs, the song lengths, when I bought the soundtrack, and they look longer than the shorts were. So these might be different. I'm hoping so, at least, because that would be pretty cool. And speaking of longer and different, that brings us to the starting song, which is going to be the Triumph. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a great intro, one of my favorites. Yeah, it's... I would say that just judging by what I've heard already, the Triumph is my second favorite RWBY intro. After the second one, but yeah, I mean, it could theoretically, if I really like what I hear here in the full version, it could end up surpassing that. So we'll see. I'm really excited to see just what they do with it. And this video is, before I get into that, I actually do have a little bit more to say. This is going to work a little bit differently. Last year I did all the songs in their own separate videos, but that was a little bit too much editing. I had to, make a separate video for each song, and that was, a lot of editing and uploading and just stuff, and I'd rather kind of just make it its own one big soundtrack video. But to do that, I'm gonna have to approach this a bit differently, even than usual when I do a lot of stuff together. I'm not gonna be just doing it all in one go. I don't think that would make the best experience for this. I don't think I would get my all out of each song. I want to really get in there and just actually take it all in. I want to absorb the songs fully and glean as much insight from them as I can, because I think the songs deserve that. Jeff puts a lot into them, and they're really excellent, and I want to actually get in there and just take away as much as I can and really, really get my all. And to do that, I am going to listen to the songs, and I might actually go back and listen to parts again, and I'm going to talk about them probably at some length and just really get into them. This is not going to be a quick video. This is going to be me really exploring this soundtrack for the first time. And I'm going to be watching. I am going to be listening to the first 7 songs, the new songs, and also the remixes. The remixes I probably won't say as much about, if anything at all, but I do want to hear them. There's a gold acoustic version and new versions of Let's Just Live and Armed and Ready, and that's good stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do there. Yeah, of course I'm most excited for All That Matters, the final song, but we'll build up to that. The final new song, I'll do the remixes afterwards. But yeah, as said, we're starting with the Triumph, and I'm looking forward to seeing just what the full version has in store. Hopefully it'll be excellent. But let's get started, and yeah. Let's get started, and don't know what I did there. Okay. I'm trying a different recording approach here so that I don't have to kill myself with the editing here, just because I'm going to have all sorts of different files as opposed to just one singular file. So, sorry if there are any little hiccups in this video. It should be fine, but let's just go ahead and start this first song. Back to the show, back to the wall, and there's nowhere to go. All paths reverse, bound to get worse. Love this song. Haven't heard it in a while. Messing with God. Wonder. But all we need's a miracle. Carry on. The triumph will be ours. And now the new stuff. Oh. That's a great breakdown. Really funky and nice. Like that line? Die or believe. Cool. Came here to slay. Also a gun? Really? That's great. Girl, but also a gun. Nice frame there. Love the second verse. Just all around excellent. And I guess this part is the chorus. Cool. We'll Oh. Bridge time? Oh. Interesting. Cool. Gotta love that guitar. Jeff's the best. Epic solo time? Yeah. Yeah. Great stuff. That's kind of cool. Add a backing vocal for the final chorus. Will be yours. Nice. One final refrain, perfect. That was great. Yeah, I think that might have done it. I think that might be my new favorite intro theme to RWBY. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying that because I was pretty blown away on my first time listening, but like, that was really cool. I really loved the second verse. It didn't have one of those epic change-up slow bridges like the Volume 2 intro or even the Volume 4 intro had, but what it had instead was this build-up, this very triumphant bridge, so to say, that yeah, was just kind of soaring and nice and fit the song. Let's go back a bit. Triumph will be ours. Yeah, that line kind of stands out to me. It's a mistake to think it's destiny. Is that some slight thrown at Pyrrha there? I wonder. Let's go back to the second verse. Love that. Nice. I just love the attitude of the song, but it's great. Came here to slay. Now that's the best part. I mean, I've always kind of felt this was a Yang song. I mean, especially with the tear off a limb line, even though that's kind of like a weird thing for her to actually say after it happened, but just the feel of it, what it portrays, the feelings, the never back down. You can't tear me down. I will accomplish what I set out to accomplish. It just felt very Yang, and it kind of, I mean, that makes sense for what the volume is. It's very much Yang's story. This one was very centered on her character and her journey, especially. I mean, that's what the finale was. It was the culmination of that journey, and that was what we focused on at the very end. So it made sense that the theme song would be reflective of that, just in the same way that the Volume 2 one was kind of more coming from the place that Blake was at, and that volume was very much focused on Blake, I think. Yeah, but that line, that's like, I'm a girl, but I'm also a gun. That really only applies to Yang, doesn't it? I mean, they have weapons that are also guns, but the only one that is actually part gun now is Yang. I don't know. Maybe, yeah. But that's a great line either way, and I mean, I'm ready to accept it as a Yang song. I already thought of it as such, but that just makes it even more so, and it's great. But I wonder what that whole rejecting destiny part is. That's interesting. I don't know. I didn't know that. Yeah, we were supposed to be thinking that after all the Pyrrhus stuff, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next song, which this one's definitely a Yang song. I mean, this is Ignite. It's number 2 on the soundtrack, and it is the song from Yang's character short. And yeah, I mean, I was never really all that thrilled by the idea of this song, just because it seemed very much in the past. This is a Yang that we're kind of beyond at this point. Kind of, it's Yang not only in the past, but in a not very interesting part of her past. Like a very stable, carefree, happy-go-lucky Yang part of her past. I would much rather have another song set right now in Yang's story. But that doesn't mean this can't be awesome, and I'm hoping that this version is. It does seem to be a bit longer than the character short, but we'll see what it is exactly. Here we go. There we go. Punching spree? Is that a new line, or did I just never pick up on that? That's hilarious. This is very Yang. Oh. Don't remember this. Very jazzy breakdown. Nice. So many great Yang lines. Oh, okay. We're bringing in the quote. Wow. I wasn't expecting this song to get suddenly so poetic. That's amazing. I really, really like that. Going back right to the initial trailer. That's cool. I mean, this is cool too. Wow. Mistake of a life. Being harsh on this poor Ursa. I love the music for this. This is great. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting more straight ahead rock, but there's a lot of jazz instrumental here. A lot of instruments I wouldn't expect. But some of my family, RWBY, yeah. She was there. Oh, yeah, more of this. Watch me burn. Okay. So we're really getting into Yang's philosophy here, I think, which is just completely apart from what I expected. Yeah, this is great. I wasn't expecting to love this song so much. killer track. Oh. Okay. Lamar Hall? I mean, if there was going to be a song on this soundtrack that had him, it would probably be this one. No escaping. That's clever. Love it. It's one of the better verses I've heard from him. It's a great line. It's so harsh. I kind of wish it was aimed at someone other than a random Ursa. That would be better, but I guess that's what the song is. I mean, that was the scene. That's what it described. And I mean, we did tie it to that. No messing with my family. That's obviously... Yeah, I mean, RWBY was attacked first, and that's how it all started. But yeah, that was great. That was much better than I ever would have expected for a complete version of that song. It was in the trailer. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine battle music, but just it never really seemed like something that would be amazing. And here we get it, and it is. It's just the music. You really, the creativity added things that I never would have expected to this song. It sounded great, and there were some lyrics in there that were very interesting. Let's see if I can go back. See how we incorporate. Yeah, this part, or a little bit after this. Well, this is interesting too. I can't quite tell what we're saying, but here we go, the quote. Misshapen spark. I love that. Love that we went back to that. Light conquers dark, yes. And beauty. We're working in our Yang words. What's the other one? Hardship and shame. Okay, so we're really speaking to a lack of wanting to conform, just wanting to live her own individual life, which is something I really identify with, and which appeals to me in Yang's character. I love how she is so much her own person, and she's great. And that song, it's a great Yang song. It's like, it's fun. It's not weighty. It's not heavy. It's just like fun, but it's like I Burn, but it's done better. It's like a more mature version of I Burn. Even though this was set before. This was set before we, I think. I mean, I don't know. Because both the Yellow trailer and the Yang character short were set before Yang went to Beacon. I don't know which one actually came first. I would think that the trailer did, but it's hard to really say. I mean, honestly, she looks like a better fighter in the Yellow trailer, but that's, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, but that doesn't really matter. Anyway, Even though I love that, I don't really think I have much more to say to it. It was a great Yang song. I'm going to be listening to it a lot. That was killer. Love the sound of it. Loved Lamar Hall. His verse was great. It was mostly just Yang bravado, but I'm interested in looking at the lyrics anyway, especially for the parts, the more poetic parts, which I just really appreciate. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the Weiss song, Path to Isolation, which I'm assuming will also have a new version that's different from the one in the Weiss character short. But I guess we'll see. Here we go.
It starts with the unexpected loss
of something dear. Always been an interesting line to me. I wonder if it's about her grandfather. I could see that being the case. I mean, we don't know if he's dead, but I would assume so. And that would be the start of her downward spiral. And the comfort and cradle, that might be somewhat about her mom and her becoming more withdrawn. So I see the removal of those two figures in her life, her grandfather and her mom, being what really left her isolated.
Darkness takes control. Bitterness and anger are quick to fill the void. The path to isolation is littered with the dreams.
Beautiful lyric.
That they destroy.
Wow, that's poetry. That's Jeff's incredible. Now it ramps up. Unlike Ignite, I always liked this song. I always loved this song. I mean, I never listened to it on its own, but just in the character short, it always stood out to me. And I always wanted to listen to it, but I held off. Those certain lines always stood out to me anyway. Like that one. Can't find myself in my constant form to reform. To conform. That's just pure Weiss. Basically her story, at least early on, in a single line. Wow! Just hearing the lines isolated out, it gives me chills. This is like... I mean, you can't top This Life Is Mine, but this song... it's pretty perfect. And this part's new. I don't remember the rock instrumental. Ooh, self-inflicted pain. Wow! Wow, these are depressing lyrics. I mean, that's what Weiss was at this point in her history, but... still hurts. This part, I recognize. They added a little section in there. That was a little less changed than Ignite, though it didn't need to be. I mean, it was pretty excellent from the start, and yeah, hearing it all and really focusing on it, I really love this song. I mean, this is Weiss's second best song, I would say. I think This Life Is Mine is untouchable, but this one, the lyrics are so good, and the sound, the song, the music, it's good too. It really brings it out. I mean, really, I think the stuff I was getting at the start is the most interesting in terms of analyzing it. Like, it starts thinking about the starting point for Weiss, and when her life really started to come off the rails, which, I mean, that's kind of the mistake a lot of people assume, is that her life always sucked because Jacques was her dad. But no, it's pretty clear from other songs and from like little things here and there that she was happy at one point. She had a decent life that she had, and I think there just came a point when Jacques' influence is the one that just took over, and that was probably when Nicholas was no longer in the picture, and then after the incident that caused her mother to withdraw into her alcoholism and just not become as much a part of Weiss's life. And I think that's what the opening lines of this song reflect. And yeah, just thinking about it, it's like really depressing stuff. This is really heavy stuff. So completely the opposite of Ignite. And even from the themes of them, I mean, Ignite is so much about being this rebel and rejecting conformity, and Path to Isolation is about being consumed by the conformity and being forced into it and not being able to do that. It's like being smothered and being just destroyed, like emotionally, and that's what created the Weiss that we first met. And it's heavy, and I don't think I need to go back and re-listen to anything. I think this song, they added a bit of an extra segment in there, but it was pretty similar to How I Know It, and even though I had never really listened to the lyrics to this extent, I still did know this song. It still was pretty familiar to me. Because the Weiss character short is the one I like to rewatch the most, because it's really the best of the character shorts. I mean, I think most of us would agree on that. At least for rewatching. I mean, I think there's more information and cool stuff in the Blake one, but I mean, there's no epic fighting in that. Just a mediocre chase scene. But yeah, the fighting in the Weiss one is really cool. So that one I rewatch all the time. But speaking of the Blake one, let's move on to the next song, which is Smile, the song that plays at the end of the Blake character short, at least a very small portion of it, just like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, I don't know, but it wasn't very much, just enough to sort of get a sense of it. But I don't think this is a Blake song. I think that this is actually Illya's song. I think this is the theme for Illya, because that's what it was kind of treated as. The melody of it played several times across Volume 5, and always in relation to Illya. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, Smile, like the teeth. I forget what the line was. I broke their teeth. I think that's what she said. And I mean, you can kind of get to Smile from there pretty easily. So if this is an Illya song, I'm going to be really excited to see what it has to say and what insights into her character it might offer. Anyway, let's get started and find out. Okay. Cool choice. Bit of island beat kind of thing. Fitting for Menagerie. Oh. I was not expecting Jeff.
While we talk a while, you've done no misdeed, still they'll put your life on trial. Born
This is nothing I ever would have thought from this song.
Show them how you smile. It's only for a while. Take what you need. Leave them to bleed. Let them know bitter while your revenge is sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
The secret, pretending you're just like them. Live there
Yeah.
like a princess
Very Illya.
in the kingdom of selfish men.
Wow.
Play their game now. Do what it takes to win. Steal it back. All they keep from you. They refuse to look beyond your skin.
As you grow, you'll gain from their knowledge, but your heart will know when the time is right to hand the light. You know what to do when the charade is through.
Show them how you smile. It's only for a while.
Very interesting RWBY song. I mean, I kind of taken aback by it. I mean, it is pure Illya.
Maybe they change it. You pray that their hatred is waiting. That's when it hurts most to find the story unfold and the cruelties exposed. You'll be glad you're not that
Cool solo.
Show them how you smile. It's only for a while. Take what you need. Leave them to bleed. Let them know bitter while your revenge is sweet.
Interesting. I like this intro.
no misdeed. Still they'll put your life on trial. Born like your family, far from any state of grace. You're as perfect as the wind.
Wars with those who would judge and control, but we have a chance to make it right. This is what you'll do. Pretending you can. All they keep from you. They refuse to look beyond your skin.
As you grow, you'll gain from their knowledge, but your heart will know when the time is right to hand the light. You know what to do when the charade is through.
Show them bleed.
That their hatred is waiting. That's when it hurts most to find the story unfold and the cruelties exposed. You'll be glad you're not that
Oh, wait. Let's not get to that yet. So yeah, that was interesting. So very different from what I was expecting from that song. It was good though. I mean, it's very interesting. Yeah, I kind of I like how I wasn't expecting, like, I mean, I guess Jeff represents Illya's father, or just her parents in general, and sort of explaining the worldview to her, and what she should do, what her... It's interesting, though. I mean, I was listening to it again to try and see if it was sort of like a descent story, if that's what we were going for, because it kind of feels like that with how we sort of start off real nice and peaceful and so happy sounding, and then it kind of gets more intense and punk rock. But I mean, kind of that's what it does, but it doesn't really seem... It doesn't really amp up the violence or anything. I was expecting a little more intensity from it, a little more, and kind of the chorus. You expect that it's going to be a bit more like bitter and dark, but I wonder if they were afraid to go there. I mean, that was a part of Illya's character at the time. That's kind of what, like, the whole journey for her of learning to, of actually coming around to the other side, of reforming herself and leaving the White Fang. That's kind of what it was all about, was leaving that behind, realizing that, no, this was just violence and wrong. And, yeah, I mean, this song... it just seems a little bit, I don't want to say unfair, but, like, I mean, because it was sucky what she had to go through, but, like, I mean, I don't know, I kind of wish it didn't stop there. I kind of wish it went on, and we maybe got to Illya where she is now, but that wouldn't work. Or at least more into her in the White Fang, so showing how far it went. But yeah, it was good. It was fine. I respect that this is what Jeff wanted to do with it, but it's just not at all what I thought it was going to be, which is a weird feeling. But yeah, good stuff, and yeah, I'm sure once I'm more used to it, I'll probably like it more. Anyway, let's go ahead and start All Things Must Die, which is the song from our epic Raven vs. Cinder fight. Which I've always kind of wondered if this was more of a Raven song or more of a Cinder song. You would think Raven, because she is kind of the one who wins the fight. She's kind of the character who I guess you're supposed to be rooting for, though that's still a bit debatable for me. It's hard. It's hard to root for Raven. But, yeah, I mean, some of the lyrics that popped out to me when I rewatched that song, when I rewatched that scene over and over again, seem a bit more like they would be aimed at Raven. I mean, the Legends Scatter stuff, that's referenced a lot in, like, several songs about Legends scattering. I think it goes back to the first episode and Salem's dialogue there. But, yeah, Legends scattered through time. That doesn't really seem like something targeted at Cinder, because she's not really a legend, and Raven kind of is. And then also all the stuff about conspiracy, that's part of some line, that seems more like Raven's deal. So I don't know, I'm eager to see what exactly this is and if I can decode it, but let's go ahead and find out. Yeah, nice slow piano intro. Wasn't really expecting that on this song. But I mean, you can't have just fire right from the gate, I guess. Nice, mysterious feel here. Beautiful.
Day by day it's nearer. Step by step you
Love the eeriness there.
closer to your ruin.
Oh.
Soon your time to go. Life is just a journey. Yours is near its end.
Bloody evolution.
This world transcends.
Okay.
Black out the sky. All things must die.
Chills. That was beautiful.
This is the end.
And here we go.
Here's where you'll die. Legends of scatter, so just say goodbye. No one will miss you when you're finally gone. And your conclusion, sing your swan song.
Also, swan song. I mean, Raven's the bird.
Just close your eyes. Don't fear demise. Black out the sky.
All things must die. This is awesome.
All tales conclude, all bonds dissolve. Infinite matter will always evolve. Just pray for mercy at your time of death. Be glad you existed and draw your last breath.
Wow.
Grateful before sing this eulogy. Follow the tenets of treachery.
Again, treachery. That
Now subside with fate collide. Black out the sky. All things must die. It's time to accept to abide. Admit that the end was alright. Resign, go light. It's time to be one with the sky. Surrender your pride. Let death be your guide. All things must die. Just close your eyes. Don't fear demise. Black out the sky. All things must die.
wow. That's a really cool track. Let's go back.
Rest now subside with fate collide. Black out the sky. All things must die. It's time to accept to
Also, all bonds dissolve, since Raven's thing is bonding. Is,
Pray for mercy at your time of death. Be glad you exist and enjoy your last breath. Gratefully voicing its eulogy. Spawn of the terrors of treachery. Rest now subside. With fate collide.
yeah, I think I buy this song a lot more from Cinder, especially with the eeriness of the initial part, which is the best part of the song. Of the stuff we heard in the actual episode, that's great and all, but the intro, the long, eerie, just soft intro is amazing. That's beautiful. But I can't really see it from Raven. I can't really see Raven as legitimately that that actually imposing. I mean, she's a poser. She's not really. She's just putting on this front. She's not really that, and it's so much easier to buy it from Cinder. And there are so many more. I think there are so many more signs that it probably is her. I mean, there's so much about treachery and betrayal, and as far as we know, I mean, we know nothing about Cinder and who she is. That's still a thing that hasn't been established. She has no history, but yeah, she hasn't really betrayed anyone. She kind of was undercover as something she wasn't, but that's not really the same thing. Raven's whole history is betrayal and abandoning people that she should have been there for. So yeah, I think this is a Cinder song. I think this is Cinder and her confidence going into the fight with Raven, and really laying in there and saying that she's going to destroy her, and that obviously didn't happen. So this is the rare case where I guess the song was subverted. I mean, usually the song that sets the scene is from the person who wins. I mean, the only exception I can really think of is Neon in her song, though that didn't even play through the whole fight. We kind of went to other stuff. But usually it's from the winner. So this, if I'm right, and I don't really, there was nothing in there. I listened closely, and I didn't hear anything that really said, "Oh, this is about Cinder" to me. I think this is from Cinder, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, with how eerie and creepy it was at the start, it kind of feels more like Salem. But I don't think that could be the case. I wouldn't really think that this is going to be about her. I think it's got to be Cinder. I think it's got to be from Cinder, and if so, great. Because I'd much rather have a song from Cinder. I'm still kind of upset to know that Sacrifice, one of my favorite songs on the Volume 2 soundtrack, is actually probably a Raven song. That kind of hurts it a bit. But, I mean, it's still a great song. But knowing that it reflects Raven and her pissy, bitter attitude, it's not good. It hurts my enjoyment, at least a little bit. I mean, yeah, what are you to talk in that song? You're child-killing, murdering bandit. Just don't even, Raven. Ozpin. He's more worthy of people's respect than you'll ever be. Hopefully, you will at least turn things around. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, as I am one to do with Raven. But yeah, let's just move on to the next song. This is this is the one that played at the end of the volume. I only ever listened to it the one time when I was reacting to it, and I didn't really pay any attention to the lyrics, and really very little attention to the song overall. So this is going to be fairly fresh to me. I know it's a Blake song. I think, it's like, I think it was billed as From Shadows 2. So this is, definitely all Blake. And I think it's related to the White Fang and where they are at the end of the volume. So yeah, this hopefully is pretty good. I wonder if this is any different than the song that played in the credits. It might not be. That, I think, was a fairly complete song.
Friends, listen closely, I won't say this twice.
Hope's running out and we haven't much time. Please understand that the life we once planned out is over.
Now is the time you must fight for your lives. The battle is on, you're already inside.
Don't turn back now. There's nowhere to hide. Nowhere to build a new world.
Nowhere to start anew.
Here now is all that we've got. Ready or not, there's a war to be fought. Only one way through. This time, the waves of the past will get over. We'll climb and light in a new state of mind. And now, I'll stand with you shoulder to shoulder.
Out of the ashes, a new flame ignite.
Rise up from shadows and into the light.
Rise up from shadows. Cool. New Brotherhood, yeah. That's where we are. Where we are at the end. So I wonder if the male voice is supposed to represent Sun or Gira.
I still believe that the beast will achieve, growing closer.
I'm thinking Gira.
Just feel like the wine at a feast.
That would be cool. I mean, if it actually is a father-daughter duet. Well, this is new, I think. I said I only heard it once. I don't remember a bridge, though. Okay. There we go. Yeah. I kind of got this sense when I heard it the first time, but this song just doesn't really do much for me. It's okay, it's competent, it's very competent, it's very, it sounds pretty cool, I guess, but it's just a little bit, I don't know, it's like too mid-tempo. It doesn't really have enough dynamic. Just, I don't know, it's like there's not enough going on in it to be of interest to me. It kind of feels the same the entire way through. And I guess it's triumphant and inspiring, I guess, but it's like, feels a little empty to me, honestly. I don't know. It's okay. But definitely my least favorite of the tracks so far. Which is a shame, especially if it is supposed to reflect Blake and Gira, because I really love both of them. I just think the song doesn't really say a lot, ultimately. It just it feels like platitudes. But, I mean, and I don't really have anything to say about it. I don't really have any desire to go back and re-listen to any lyrics. I mean, maybe if I read the lyrics, there'd be something of interest in there, but it's like, I don't think there are many insights here. But it's fine. I mean, I wouldn't skip it if I was listening to RWBY music. I wouldn't skip. I'd still listen. I'd put it on. It's good. The music's fine. It's just like not really all that interesting. There are much more interesting RWBY songs. Speaking of which, we have All That Matters now, and this is the one I've been waiting for. This is the one that really had me excited, and which I've been hyped for, and really, just really a lot of my anticipation for this soundtrack was for this song, especially because for a while now, I've wanted to do a follow-up to my Bumblebee video, which is, you've probably seen it, it's my most popular RWBY video. I wanted to do a Volume 5 addendum to it, and I decided pretty early on that I wasn't going to do that until the soundtrack came out because of this song, because this song seems like it's going to be very relevant to that particular subject, and I get all the right feelings here, and hopefully I'm not going to be let down. Hopefully this isn't going to be me deflating, realizing that this isn't very Bumblebee, but I just from what we heard in the episode, I'm thinking that this is going to be all about Yang and her describing her feelings about Blake. And maybe not even in a romantic sense, but it will be about her just singing about Blake. And yeah, I'm interested to see what she has to say. So let's just go ahead and start this one. Beautiful.
Never thought that you would stay forever. Never asked you to commit your life.
Commit your life?
But I can tell you in my
Does that mean you thought about it?
I never thought you'd up and leave me without a trace to lead me. And now you're standing here with that look in your eyes. The look that makes me hope I'll just believe your lies. You're lost, you're found.
Here's the part we all know.
You're hard to pin down.
Down.
I never know
if you'll come through.
Then
You
appear.
Together we're here, and that's all matters somehow. Love it.
Thought that I could pull you from the shadows.
Nice. Gotta love the From Shadows.
Maybe help you find your wings and fly.
Did we just confirm that Wings is a Bumblebee song?
A path longer that I travel. The more I'm just defeated.
I've always had that theory.
Past mistakes repeated. I'll risk it once again to have you near my side.
Wow, I have so many chills right now.
Another chance to let you just destroy my pride.
Oh. I mean, it's a sad song,
Your
but just there's so much emotion behind it.
You're hard to pin down. I never know if you'll come through. Then you appear.
It's so tender and so...
We're here, and that's all that matters somehow. I feel like I'm running out of energy.
Never a good thing for Yang.
Just take everything in stride. The way I feel to you is no big deal.
Oh, that's not true.
But it's true that the one thing I can count on is that I can't count on you.
I'm guessing that a lot still needs to be repaired here, which is a shame, but understandable. I mean, the chorus is kind of saying a different thing. But, and I think the chorus wins out, because, I mean, that's the point of the song. You being here is all that matters. Somehow. Which I guess, yeah, that makes sense, because she can't rationalize it, but it's the case. And that's love.
If you'll come through, then you appear.
Together we're here.
And that's all that matters somehow.
Well, new top 5 favorite RWBY song. I don't know where it stacks up, but somewhere in there. Let's go back to the very beginning and listen to most of it again. Because I can't help myself. I'll probably skip over the choruses, but I want to hear this. I want to really take in what Yang's saying.
Never thought that you would stay forever. Never asked you to commit your life.
It's just weird to me that's even on the table, committing your life.
I never
Because it's not something you think about
thought you'd up and
with a
leave
friend.
me without a trace to lead me. And now you're standing here with that look in your eyes.
And confirming that Yang had no idea where to look.
Makes me hope I'll just believe your lies.
Look, that makes me hope I'll just believe your lies.
Lost, you're found.
Interesting.
You're hard to pin down. I never know.
So she still doesn't have a lot of trust in Blake. That's pretty clear from that lyric. Like, very little. But she wants her there.
Together we're
And,
here. And that thought that I could pull you from the shadows.
Song reference.
Maybe help you find your wings and fly.
That's gotta be a song reference too, and I've always said Wings was from Yang. I'll pause it here. that's something I've been saying forever, and people are always like, "Oh no, that's stupid. It's not Yang. There's no reason Yang didn't say any of that stuff. She's not involved in that episode." But it's reflected. The sentiment she explains in the song "Wings" is very much like it's pretty much exactly what she tells Blake in Burning the Candle. It's really that. And I mean, no one in the actual episode in what is it, Black and White? Is that the Volume 1 finale? No one tells her those things. No one expresses the sentiment in Wings. And people who think it's Weiss, I don't even know where they're coming from. Weiss was not there for expressing that sentiment yet. She was not capable of that. She was still so much in her head. Really, it could only come from Yang. And the wings metaphor, that made the most sense from Yang, and it's reflected elsewhere in songs. I mean, if you look at the bridge on Gold, which we'll hear in a second because we got the acoustic version coming up, it's basically the chorus of Wings. At least part of it is. It's basically word for word the same sort of sentiment. I mean, not word for word, but like in broad strokes. It's the same metaphor. So I've always said that. And I think this song just sort of hinted at it again. Because why else would you express it in that way? That is, that's a big deal to me, because that's something I've been saying for a while and had to argue with people over.
But you're a path longer that I travel. Peace and fly. But you're a path longer that I travel.
What was that? I can't quite make that out. Casey's hard sometimes. A path no longer there traveled? Okay, I think we're just getting a bit too wordy there.
Mistakes repeated. I'll risk it once again to have you near my side.
Aww. Well, that's sweet. So there's...
to let you just destroy my pride.
Okay, so there's the sweet... It's a conflicted song, which makes sense. That's what the chorus is. I should have expected a bit more of that, but I'm not really... That's really... really sad. Just where Yang is about the whole Blake thing is sad. We really need to have Blake reassure her so it can progress. That's just not true at all. I think in this part, Yang's being pretty unfair. Yeah, this bridge. If this is how Yang really feels, she needs to work this out. Blake doesn't deserve that. I don't agree with what she did, but that's... Okay, that's probably enough. But there we go. That was exactly what I thought it would be, pretty much. I mean, I didn't expect it to be quite so harsh in parts, but it makes sense. And the conclusion, I think, is still the chorus, which is that, yeah, Yang having Blake in her life is all that matters to her. And people are still going to deny Bumblebee, even though we have this pained, very romantic seeming... Well, not romantic in the sense that you would expect, like, oh, I love her, but like in a sense of just the feeling of it. That we have something like this that now exists, and I mean, it's not all flirty and sexual like Bumblebee, but it really shows this deeper emotional connection that I can't really explain away with anything else besides Yang really, really, really cares about Blake in a way that is rather advanced and beyond what you would normally expect for a friend. So, yeah. But I think that's probably enough of that. Is this still... Yeah. So let's go ahead and do Gold, the acoustic version, and see how that goes. See what they did with it. I always liked Gold. I think it's a good song. Not one of my favorites, but maybe the acoustic version will win me over.
Dream of anything, I'll make it all come true. Everything you need, some have for you. I'm forever, always by your side.
It's kind of good getting this for this volume now that we have Yang and RWBY together again.
If the stars all fall and there's no more light and the moon
The moon!
should crumble, it'll be alright.
Yeah, the moon crumbling, that's always been an interesting line. Such a sweet song.
Keep you safe and warm, like the smell of a rose on a
Summer rose.
day. I will be there to take all your fears away. With the touch of my hand, I will turn your life to gold. With the touch of my hand, I'll turn your life to gold. Let's have everything, nothing we cannot do. Every heart just beaming, every sky turns blue. I'm so happy just to have you here. Smiles bringing sunshine, worries disappear. When the days turn dark and we start to fall, I will pick you up and we will fix it all. Don't you worry about the dark. I will
Yang
light up
made good on this eventually.
my heart. I'll burn like the sun, keep you safe and warm, like the smell of a rose on a summer's
I like this
day. I will be
instrumentation for
there
it.
to take all your fears away. With the touch of
Suits
my
the song.
hand, I will turn your life to gold.
Very sparse.
Don't worry, I've got you. Nothing will ever harm you. I'm close by. I'll stay here through all things. I will be near. Close your
Here's the part I was talking about.
eyes. Don't you cry. Love's around you. In time you'll fly.
I mean, don't you cry, in time you'll fly. It's
the
same metaphor. Very similar sentiment. And we know this song's from Yang.
Like the smell of a rose on a summer's day, I'll be there to take all your fears
Love Casey's
away.
vocal here.
With the touch of my hand, I'll turn
I mean, she's been pretty good the whole album, but that was nice. She's grown along a lot since she's first sung this song.
With the touch of my hand, I'll turn your life to gold.
Nice. And I don't really have anything to say about that, so let's just move on. This is the folk remix of Armed and Ready.
The stage is always set, the place I can't forget, the hidden eyes that I can feel there.
Okay. Not really much of a remix person, but this is cool. Racing to her side, still love that. Nothing I wouldn't do for her.
Not a dream, my mind repeats the scene. I can't forget it and it's torture. That was before, but not anymore. I've left it behind. As much as I lost, once I'm across, I'll find. I found the strength to grow to so much more. A whisper to a roar. No more crying. It's time for me to soar. Feel like I'm finally unbroken.
I don't know about this.
Feel like I'm back from
I mean, maybe it is just because I'm not a remix person, but this really doesn't.
comfort. It's growing.
All these glitchy little effects don't seem to suit the lyrics very much. Just the theme of it. It's an intense, heavy song, and this is just so a little bit cutesy, I think. I mean, if I ignore that, it sounds good, but, like, it's hard for me to take myself away from what the song's actually about. This is a pretty cool beat or whatever. Sounds good, but But, yeah. Is this the music you swear revenge on your enemy to and live the night that you were? Yeah, my misery and agony. Yeah, this song. I think we've kind of lost the plot a bit here. I guess it's fine with this part of the song. When you get to the silliness. Best line. Best line still. Gotta bring Yang her strawberry sunrise. I mean, it's very well done. I can't deny that. It sounds good. I just don't know if it was a good idea. That's just probably because the song means stuff. And now let's see what we're doing with Let's Just Live. This is the Harry Loads remix. So we've sped it up quite a bit. And again, we're making it so happy and peppy. And this is a song about coming to terms with grief and coping with loss. I mean, honestly, this is probably even worse in terms of not fitting. Like, I don't buy the emotions at all now. We've buried them in so much stuff. I mean, at least we've slowed it down a little bit here. There's still all this stuff that doesn't need to be there. Yeah, I don't buy that every hope is shattered. What are they gonna do with the bridge? I'm actually very much intrigued. Are they even gonna use it? Are they gonna ignore it? Did we skip it? Or no, I don't think we did. I think this part does come after it, usually. There we go. Seems so wrong-headed. And again, it's very professional, very well done. I mean, like, if you're gonna... just not a good idea. What the hell is this? What do we do to Casey's voice? Let's just repeat that tribute to Monty. I guess move onward. Not there yet. Okay, well that was something. Yeah, not really a fan of the remixes. They, I mean, these ones actually were probably better than the other ones I listened to, in terms of sounding good, but just like these two songs, like, they don't suit this. Like, I don't think we remixed, I mean, maybe we did. I haven't really paid attention to what has gotten the remixes in the past, but we didn't, like, remix Divide and try and make it upbeat and cheerful, did we? We didn't do this with Cold, did we? This just feels like a bit tacky. I don't really care for it. I think I mean, obviously they wanted to do some Volume 4 songs. Were there better options? Maybe not. I mean, Bumblebee, you could make a great remix out of that. That would have been killer. And what else was on that soundtrack? I mean, it's my favorite soundtrack, but like all the songs are so like they're so specifically tied to emotions, and you don't really want to mess with them. I don't think, or I wouldn't. I mean, maybe. Just kind of throws it all off. I guess maybe Armed and Ready was one of the better options because it's at least half jokey and silly. The other path is about coping with like really serious stuff, though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like Morning Falls Night. No, that's still a very serious song. I mean, all the songs. This Life Is Mine. Don't want to touch that one. No. Home. That wouldn't have worked. I was about to say could do it, but no. Bad Luck Charm. That would have been fine. I mean, it's still seriousness, but it's Crow, and it's kind of ridiculous already anyway. Just the bombast of it. So you couldn't have really wrecked that. I mean, do Bumblebee and Bad Luck Charm, and that would have been fine. And people would have been happy with that. I mean, I guess they expect something with the previous the previous intro theme. I think that's been a tradition. But you could have done like an acoustic version of that. I mean, I would have liked it. I mean, it's already kind of one of the slower ones, so maybe that wouldn't have been interesting enough. But I don't know. I think it would have worked. But that's enough of that little mini rant, I guess. Overall, this was a good soundtrack. It does feel a little sparse, I gotta say. Maybe that's just because, I mean, one of the songs was basically in the form that I already knew it, Path to Isolation. One of the songs I didn't really care much about this time. And I really don't know what to make of Smile at all. That song still kind of baffles me. I think I'm going to have to listen to that one a few times. I think... Yeah. I think after the Volume 4 soundtrack, this is a bit of a... I don't want to say a disappointment, but it's not quite as good. The Triumph, excellent. Really great track. Ignite, much better than I would have thought. That was a killer track. Path to Isolation... I was pretty familiar with it, but it was still exceptional. Great song. Smile, it was. I don't know. I'll have to listen to it. As I said, it was good, I think, but it's weird and just not at all what I was expecting. So I have to explore it further. All Things Must Die, great. I especially love the intro to it, the long, slow part. This time, meh. All That Matters. Everything I wanted. That was standout track of the album to me. Really, that one. But that's just biases. Yeah, I think I would go with All That Matters, Ignite, which really stuns me. The Triumph, All Things Must Die, Path to Isolation, Smile, then this time. Well, there's a big gap between Path to Isolation and Smile, I think. Though I don't know. I don't really know yet. I still have very mixed feelings about Smile. I don't really know how it stacks up. I might come to love it. I mean, there is a lot of creativity and interest there, especially with how it starts off. It's very different from anything that we've had in RWBY before. That's the kind of song that I think could improve a lot from repeated listens. Meanwhile, this time, I don't think we'll get better. I think it'll get worse. I think I'll get more tired of it, but that's just my taste. I'm sure a lot of people love it. But yeah, great stuff overall. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. It was very different from anything I've done, just doing it more freeform like this. And hopefully this works out. I think it will. We'll try. We'll see when I come to editing this. But whatever the case, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.